Hello, my name is Cynthia and welcome to my Flosstube channel. Today, it's Sunday, January the 3rd. I had not intended to film today, but found some extra time. And so I wanted to share with you my plans for 2021, loosely sketched out. Also, a couple of new starts and some winter projects that I would like to invite you to join me with. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for spending time with me. I had a couple of winter starts that I wanted to show you at first. They're somewhat small, but not very big pieces, or at least this one's not. So I hope to have it finished by the end of January. This is a Not Forgotten Farm piece called Parson Brown. It's not available on PDF. You have to order it from Lori on Etsy, but I've done a lot of outlining on here. There's quite a few hundreds of stitches. And so I feel like I'm in a pretty good place to put in some trees and a snowman. I think I'll make the lettering a little bit brighter, maybe some teal, and his hat is going to be black instead of rust. So that's a really fun piece. I'm intending to do my seasonal pieces after I've completed some goals on my big projects. I had a lot of finishes last year in 2021, over 50, including all my little projects that I did. But my goal in 2021, I hope I said that correctly. 2020 had a lot of finishes. My goal in the next year is to actually have less finishes, but larger ones. So I've had a lot of my friend Michelle calls them potato chip snack stitching, and I'm going to try to be more persistent in these larger projects, and I'll show you those as I break them down. Like I said, I have planned to do these winter projects and Valentine's and some of the holiday pieces after I complete my goals on the other ones, and they're going to be broken down into small bite-sized pieces. Hopefully it won't be as overwhelming. I want to start this Hello Winter to go on my, y'all have probably seen this before. It's a little bit glaring though. Let me show you again. To go on my entryway tray, I have a sheep puller usually behind me that is seasonal, and the one I had been working on was with Santa. So I need something that's more just generic winter. I might even change these flowers to blue because my front room is more of the pastel shades. So I'm gonna actually stitch this on some gray polka dot fabric I had left over, and I thought that would be really cute with the, instead of stitching the snowflakes everywhere, I might just do one, and then I've already got a snow somewhat simulated there. So that one I will be starting after I finish, probably after I finish the snowman. And then I had a piece I wanted to sort of just try out. I'm not a full coverage stitcher generally, or a confetti stitcher generally, but I thought while my kids were in school, I could possibly work on this just a little at a time. It's a kit that was gifted to me by mybobbin.com, and I gave away the matching piece to my friend Sandy. Hi, Sandy. I am starting this. I know yours is a pumpkin, but it's turning out pretty fun. I have all of the flosses, which are wool. I've never worked with, and I've just got a tiny little start. I tried to do this at my in-laws' house, and it was really dark there and kind of chaotic with everybody coming and going. So I haven't had a proper start to this project, but I think I can get some of the birds stitched and possibly work up to that squirrel. I've heard that that squirrel is a little bit of a booger. He has lots of colors in him, lots of light blues, which seems odd for a squirrel, but I really like this pattern. It came with the little hanger. So that is something I'll work on during the day if I have time, if my kids' school is not too taxing. And then here's a few projects I'd like to invite you to join me along, or join along with me and make if you are interested. This I've shown, but It is still on sale. I got this before Christmas. I showed in some haul. It's called Silent Night. It's not going to be a Christmas ornament for me though. I'm going to just make it for winter. I already bought the warm and natural batting that you sew these out of, and someone had asked for a tutorial about how to make these. The pattern's only $4, so unfortunately I don't feel comfortable making a tutorial for someone else's design. I think if you purchase this and read the instructions, it's really straightforward. It's not a complicated design. And I have the box. I might insert a picture that I had found. I thought I had a cheese box, but it's actually a sardine box, which is funny. Sardines is on the back, so I never realized that, but it looks just like this box. So I'm going to make 2 of these. And if you would like to join me, just comment down below. I could use some encouragement in this process. It'd be fun to have a couple of friends making this too. So if you're interested, let me know. And also, if you are interested in trying some wool applique, the Primitive Quilt Project magazine had done some free patterns as a Christmas gift. And these are still on there. Oops, that picture has the free code that they mailed me as a newsletter subscriber. But I encourage you, if you're not following the Primitive Quilts and Projects magazine, go on to their website, and I'll try to link it down below, and sign up to get their newsletter. They give out free patterns, I think 2 different times throughout the year. I've gotten one for Mother's Day and one for Christmas. They also give out free issues of their magazine, and I saw this pattern for a runner and wanted to make it. So I did download the different pieces. It's not very big. I want to say it's like 36 inches long and 35, and I'm going to find some clothes at Goodwill, hopefully, and maybe use some fleece as well, because I don't have enough hand-dyed wool to make this long of a piece, but some of y'all might. So I'm thinking of you, Merritt. If you are interested in sewing a snowman applique runner with me, just let me know in the comments below. I really have been wanting to try wool applique, but I've let myself get psyched out about it. So I was glad to have that pattern for free, and I'm going to be on the hunt for some more wool and try to make that runner. The other freebie that I pulled out and have wanted to make for quite a while. Let me just show the bottom. A lot of people have seen this. Love Never Fails by the Primitive Hair. I love the blue and I love the red. I probably will get this in my plans here for sure. Just because I love that. Love Never Fails. I did that giant Barbara Anna piece that says the same thing, and I'm looking to do some embroidery for Valentine's. So those plans come probably next month, but I just wanted to show these patterns in case you're looking for some Valentine patterns. My friend Celeste just asked me for some. So here's another one by Hands On Design I liked. I also saw a heart that she had done. Each year she does a freebie for her anniversary, and I think it comes out in February. I don't have my glasses on. This one was from 2017, and it looks pretty simple, but really cute on the gray with the pink. So I'm going to try to do a couple of Valentine pin keeps. My last 2 capsules that I haven't really put together are winter and spring. And so my winter one is smaller. My box is much smaller, but I do have some snowman plans and some applique. And if you want to join me, let me know. I also intend to possibly try to do this snowman as a punch needle instead of as a stitch. I try to think of time management, and I think I could punch that pretty quickly. Possibly in a different shape, but this was a really cute design from the online magazine, thegiftofstitching.com. So I don't know if she's still giving this away for free, but she had a free Christmas issue that she was sharing. I shared that in my last Flosstube. And so those are my winter plans. Oh, one more. This little skinny snowman is a super quick stitch. I have the skinny or leggy swimmer. I picked this one up to go in the same spot. It's just a quick stitch with the Valentines. I like to combine Valentines with snowmen. That way I can keep it up longer. And I thought he was super cute. So this one I intend to put on my silver tray where my Santa vintage mug is now. So that is it for my winter plans. Let me go ahead and put that up, and I will show you my rotation that I'll be attempting to do in 2021 to get some of these bigger projects underway. I'm not doing any new starts. I probably should, or I've really considered it, but I'm more on until these projects are done, I'm not going to put a new one in its place. So I'm trying to focus more and see if I can't get some of those bigger pieces down. So let me get those out, and I'll be right back. I wanted to show you my basically 6-week rotation that I intend to go through. I've somewhat been doing this, but I had tried to focus it a little better. I heard Jinley talking about the number of days she's working on a project based on the size that they use on, is it Stitch for Stash? They have a category for extra large, large, medium, based on the number of stitches, length and width divided by 2. So I'll try to put that down below, but basically if something is larger than 150 or 250, then you rank it by size. And the way she was working on those was the largest ones got 5 days, the next largest got 4, and then 3, and then 2 and 1. So that's a half a month rotation, with the largest piece getting 5 days and then the smallest piece getting 1. And that's a mini, I think below 50 stitches. If you add the length times width and divide by 2, if it's below 50, then it fits into the category of a mini. So let me show you my first rotation, which I'm calling Farm. I sort of do this like Lisa of Kindred Stitcher, except she calls it Brunette and Blonde. Mine is Farm and Garden. So when I look at things that go in my TV room where I have darker woods and darker colors, I think of that, and it's a lot of times a farm scene. I call that my farm piece. And then my garden one is more of my girly things with like Consider the Lilies, and I'll show you those later. But that's just kind of the way I work on, or I categorize things in my head so that I can have both the bright colors I like, the pastel girly colors, and also the more dark colors. So I have Farm and Garden, and then I also have a hobby breakdown, which I don't think I'll be showing you this time. Maybe next time. I'm probably not gonna have time. But this is my focus piece. Every month I'm gonna work on Hawk Hollow for 5 days. So I hope to really get some more progress done. I'm down here on my 6th block. I did put a little bit more work in that over Christmas, just a little. I got that Orchard Farm, and unfortunately I left my pattern upstairs. I just have my working copy, which I can't show you, but you've all seen The Village of Hawk Hollow by Carriage House and Plains. It is so pretty. I have worked on it since 2018 though, and so I'm really anxious to get hopefully a block every 6 weeks. Not 4 weeks, but hopefully working on it at least 2 hours each of those days will really put some progress in there. And like I said, this one I hope to make a lot of progress on this year, maybe even finish, but we'll see. I also really want to see a finish on All Creatures Great and Small by Barbara Anna. I have quite a bit of work done in this. It's on 40 count mallow. The Hawk Hollow is 36 count vintage country mocha, two strands over 1, or 2 strands over 2, which make it really vibrant. This is 1 strand over 2, but it is a 40 count, and I'm using the called for anchor. So it is still very vibrant, but I love this piece. I just find that I get kind of overwhelmed by it a little. So I hope to really keep pushing away, and this one will get 4 days in my farm rotation. So 4 days every 6 weeks. And again, I hope to do at least 2 hours a day on those. I was gifted Sally Spencer. I don't have the chart up here because I'm trying to keep it really nice, but I think a lot of y'all have seen this chart. It's not a big sampler, so I would love to pass that chart along to another stitching friend that's waiting, and I don't want to delay too much in holding on to this beautiful out of print chart. So Sally Spencer will get 3 days in my farm rotation, and I hope to get started it's not much farther to the top, believe it or not, where there's a bird and then the alphabet. So you can kind of see it on my little tag there. Again, I keep the chart as nice as I can since I'm intending to pass it, and it's a hard to find one. The next one I want to work on, I don't have a start yet. Hello, you have a blue tongue. Sorry, I got interrupted there. I don't have a chart for this, but you can see it here. It's the Prairie Seasons by Prairie Schooler, and I don't have a start on winter, but I'm going to spend 2 days a month on one of these. I finished all my Little House Needlework ABCs, and I want to get this series out of my WIP pile. It's been there since 2018 Mania. I have a start on all of them except for winter, which is what I'm going to start this month. But like I said, it's not a really large project. Helen D finished winter recently. It's very cute, and I might borrow her blue house idea, but I need to get that chart or that WIP out of my pile. I started this sampler here. Sorry for all these little tags I'm showing you instead of big patterns, but I don't have a pattern for this one. It's a freebie, the 12-day Advent Sal I did day 1 on. This is my mini that's under 50 stitches, and I will work 1 day a week on that during my farm rotation and hope to get some progress. These are going to be finished as individual ornaments, not as a large sampler. So I will work on my 12 days sampler on this beautiful red fabric on 1 day as a mini. And let me get out my garden pieces and I'll show you those next. Okay, let me show you my garden rotation. 5 days on the largest piece. Lily's is not going quick enough for me to be only stitching her on Sunday. I want to stitch on Sunday as well, but this will get 5 days in the 6 weeks to hopefully move along a little farther. I've got the outline all done. It's too large to hold in here, and it goes all the way around almost. There's the banner that's almost done. I really like the way this is designed with the piece in the middle to keep you on track. And I was starting on the house. So Lily's will get 5 days in each 6-week rotation, and including some time on Sunday. In fact, I'll get to it a little bit later today. And then I have Sarah Woodham, who has also overstayed her welcome. Lily's has not, but this one has. Sarah is really tricky with a lot of over one's text that's kind of gotten me scared. So I'm going to spend 4 days a month on her and try to get some of that border, which is not hard. I've just really not been called to this piece for some reason, and I don't know why, because I really love it. It's a beautiful sampler. It was the first sampler I ever bought. I even had Teresa sign it when I met her in Silver Needle. So I want to have this on my wall in my bedroom. I'm going to put 4 days in and just see how far I get, a couple hours each time. I also hoped to have this Mania 2019 start. No, 2018. I am really holding on to these whips too long. This shepherd sampler is so pretty. It's almost to the end on this side with the border there, so it's not a huge piece. It's about as tall as a Hawk-Run Hollow square, but it is so cute, and I want to get those sheep and the other brick house finished. It'll go really nice with my other red pieces. So Shepherd Sampler by Brenda Gervais will get 3 days in my rotation, and then HL Moth. I started this for my grandmother because her initials are HH, and so I thought I would put HH on the bottom, and I wasn't really prepared for all of this confetti stitching. Again, this was started in 2018 when I had only been stitching for about 8 or 9 months, and so this was the hardest confetti kind of piece that I had ever attempted. It's not difficult, it's just more tedious than I really prefer, but I do love the piece and I want to get it put up on my wall. I think this is a piece I dyed myself, and I'm using some silk from Dinky Dyes. It's called Strawberry Ice. Instead of white, it's sort of a really soft pink, My grandmother's favorite color was pink, so I'm going to put that in a shadow box and have some of her letters around it and her stitching things, and that'll be really nice. The last piece in that rotation is not garden at all, but I needed a spot to be moving this project along. This is Lizzie Kate Halloween Rules. I finished the top last year so that I'm ready to just do one block a month, and this will be for January, so I want to spend a day on that, probably a couple more here and there, but I want to try to get a block a month done so that's ready by the end of the year. And that is my garden rotation. I have a few other whips I started that I want to share with you, and a couple of things I got for Christmas, and then we'll be finished. I wanted to show you another start that I did on New Year's Day, and not a piece that I intend to have in my rotation other than having some small goals, maybe with the 24-hour of cross-stitch marathons over the quarters. This is Sarah Ann Banton. I've been showing on Instagram, and I showed you last time from my friend Michelle as a gift to our guild. This is the adaptation, not the full piece with all the verse. And because it's an adaptation, I'm already starting to change a few colors, as I always do. I started this as my New Year start, and I've darkened up the red. I took those red flowers off because the called for color was just a little too pink on my fabric. The called for color is DMC 498. And you can see it there. It looks really jewel toned and pretty, but when I put it on my kind of rosy colored fabric, it looked bright pink, which was not kind of what I saw in this pattern. It is a pinky red, and Michelle picked the perfect color, but I really wanted it a little bit darker, so I'm using stepping stone. I think that's what it's called by Threadworks. I learned about this stitch from Alma on Stone Street Stitchworks. That's her favorite red, and so I ordered it right away when I heard that, and it is my favorite now too, other than the one I dyed myself, but I'm afraid to run out of that, and so I used the Threadworks one. And my goal on this piece is really just to get the bottom part done, the bottom border and some of the grass. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, don't have that in my rotation, but I hope to use some of the marathons to get a little bit of work done on that. Sorry, my cat just jumped and shook the camera. And the other one is the Stitchy Box Samplers Awkward sampler called Hannah Gilpin. I had just thought about this Quaker when I saw Brenda Hendrick Maniac working on the or finishing up the linens and threads piece, and I thought, why don't I just try to get one little border Quaker done each month? Even if it won't make a huge bit of progress on it, it'll be better than where I am now, which is really stalled out. This is 40 count, and so it takes a lot of light and magnification for me to see. I dyed this mallow myself, which I really like the way it turned out, but it shrunk the holes pretty tight. I bet this is more of like a 42, and so I have a little bit of a slow going progress, but I love the color, which is a Luke's charcoal. And it's all going to be monochromatic for me. The actual pattern calls for grays and browns and blacks, but I'm just using this variegated brown black. So I think that's going to turn out really pretty. And I just wanted to see if I couldn't have one of those Quakers done each month, and that will move it forward. I also wanted to show a Christmas gift that I got and a couple thoughts about a book that I read that it was a gift. So hang on just a second. A gift I wanted to share from my dad. Last year he made me, I don't have one right in front of me. He made me a bunch of project bags. My dad is very handy with a sewing machine. He was in the military learning how to sew parachutes and things, so he can do covers, and bags were no problem for him. He also likes to do woodworking. And so I gave him a task of figuring out how to make a stitcher's tray that fits onto your armchair. And these clamps here, I think he used mousetrap springs for. They will snap like it sounds like a gun going off. I was cracking up because Mom was like, those aren't safe. And Dad was like, she'll be fine. She's an adult. So let's hope I don't lose a finger, but this stays really strong on my arm of my chair. If you like this kind of contraption, I know Lori Brecklin from Not Forgotten Farm sells those. Sells these on her site. I had this painted myself in a kind of mustard ochre color, and then I put a piece of felt in here so that I can keep my needle minder and my scissors. And then also this was a gift from Sophia. This wire ring of beads. I like to have a big fob on my scissors because I'm always dropping them. So this hopefully will help me with losing needles and losing scissors down into my seat. But if you like that design, check out Lori Brecklin. That is all I had for you today, other than a couple of thoughts on a book I read. I might have to share that later in a different segment because my kids are itching to come in. So thank you for visiting with me and seeing all of the things that I have to stitch for 2021. My plate is very full, as you can see, overflowing, but I am looking forward to more progress on these projects and just having a lot of fun. So thank you for visiting with me today, and I'll be back